Oh, hello. All again here on January 23rd, 2026. Okay, so hello, Wombat. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree. It is another bright, sunny, dry day here in Seattle. Cold but dry, which is a little weird. It's been that way for, I don't know, a while now. Normally over the winter, Seattle is not is wet and rainy and at least a little warmer, more temperate, but just kind of like dark and gray. And it's not been that way. It's a little weird. Um, yeah. Anyway, we are here. We are going to work on a couple of issues here. I think that let's see here. There's MIDI chef. Well, let's see. There, I remember seeing some thing with this one, and I'm not sure if we have a more recent one on the highlighter here. I think maybe not yet. Okay. Anywho, oh, that's right. We're going to look at darkdraw here. I'm trying to keep up with the issues. That's right. Mr. Grody did respond. There was something in the past, maybe it was yesterday even. We looked at my theory, and they said that on and reselecting the same selection would have fixed it, but it doesn't. But that's it. It's good that my intuition is right. The selection did not change this behavior, which is good. Because I did not know how it was going to be the case. And saving reloading does, which does fix it. So yeah, we have the workaround. That's good anyway. I don't think I have a label for workarounds yet, which is fine. So at least that's not too bad. I don't know how it's the case, especially if they updated. I think they updated and did not hit the assert. Have you updated already? Okay, so at least there's that. And now we're going to look at some visidata issue here. Let's see. Yep. All right. Okay. Conflicts. Okay. Sure, I'll let you keep dealing with that, Ms. Chef. Thank you so much. Let's look at one of these issues here. An open issue. We added a comment to this one. That's right. So we've got this issue. I'm playing this with myself, and so I'm kind of interested in it, but I think that I might there's a couple of things. I'm looking at this this querying an LLM with the output. Exactly the same question in the scope of our fresh. Oh, what's this? ABCD visited. ABCD. What's ABCD data? I don't know what it is. Brr, it's cold here. Okay, there's that. ABCD. Data table, open focus on specific column. Merge selected columns into one table. Oh, okay. That's fine. Again, what is ABC data? I like this concept here. It looks like it's actually pretty dialed in. It's my, there. Multi-table quick reference. What is this? Huh. So definitely it's some kind of vibe coded thing here. I don't know. What is it? Well, let's look at ABCD data. Maybe that's gonna... Oh, the adolescent brain cognitive development study, I guess. Okay. I guess this is just a well-known data set here. Huh. Look at that. Okay, so we got a subset of data. Ooh. And I wanted to see there. Oh, visidata RC is in here, but also in the one above. Oh, it's a symlink. Oh, here, of course. Okay. Oh, here it is. Oh my. Okay. They're doing some big stuff here. What are they doing here? It's kind of interesting seeing the vibe coded stuff that's going around. You know, it's things like this, and I probably, part of me feels like I should start to embrace at least the coding rules thing, and be like, okay, you know, instead of first of all, instead of return after VD error, you just don't, because they throw exceptions. Instead of checking selected rows manually and then failing, use some selected rows, which will fail appropriately if there's no selected rows. So, you know, things like that. And so that would remove just like 3 lines of code just to do that. We don't actually, oh, here we go. We don't actually need this. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of little things in here. I wonder, basically anything that takes a sheet as a parameter, meet the sheet as a parameter, should be on the sheet itself, not on VD. VD is for things that don't require or work with a single sheet. Huh. Yep, exactly. I would do this. I would do this a lot differently. In fact, what's interesting is that I would, what is it, 1,000 lines of code, 712 lines of code here. I think I might. Anything else? I would just do it differently. But I can make my Claude.md or similar that exemplifies these things. I don't really want to rewrite this. I want to make it so that when they vibe it in the first place, it comes out in the format that I personally would want in the repo anyway. Right, so here we have apply column types, which is, and this is a little older. We have apply column types, or a way to do the same kind of thing. I don't know. Some part of me is float column. There's no float column. This is just hallucinated. Well, that's very interesting, isn't it? Yep, that's a danger of hype coding. No, you don't do it this way. Oh, this is painful. Okay, well, let me... How do I want to respond to this here? Because it looks like, let me see, how much are they working on this? Oh, hours. Okay, what did the first commit have in here? Oh, literally yesterday. Okay. Well, let's see here. Who is this Yari Koptic person? Sounds familiar to me. Is this Repronym? No. Oh, wow. Okay. So who is... Oh, Yaroslav Halchenko. Is this the whole movie on YouTube? It's funny what catches my attention. Okay, it's not that. Survive Style 5 Plus? What's that? Okay, well, we're back here to this thing. I'm kind of slightly interested in having Claude, writing up the rules to get Claude to clean this up. So if I were to do that, I probably should do it on our own code here first, but it's a lot easier when the code is so much not my code, to be honest. Well, let me talk with Yarikoptik on which of those roads, out of 90,000 of them, are of interest to answer the question, what is the relationship between the volume of amygdala and how much youth was smoking nowadays after having more decades? Sure. I'm not so sure about whether LLMs are a good use of this. I kind of, I feel like sending data to LLMs is a mistake. Well, there's two things. One is sending them the data, and they're supposed to analyze data, and like there's a belief that they can. Maybe they can. It doesn't seem sensical to me, but let's just suppose that they can. Then there's the question of what do you do with the output? Like, so you send the data, and let's just say, what is the relationship? It answers the data. Do you want to see that in a static message? Do you want to see it as part of a log? Like, I have a much different vision of how I use AI if and when I do want to use it, and it's not quite like this. So, I don't know. And then the original one, so when I was looking at this myself, I was looking at a my visidata vdaw plugin, which, by the way, I got working last night on the next episode, and I'm editing Mag computer with it, and actually there's a couple of small hiccups, but it actually worked fine once I had the transcription going, so I'm excited about that. But, I wanted to take some section and auto title it, and it turns out that once I got into the flow of titling things, it was pretty easy to find the right title, so I'm not like, I probably shouldn't even necessarily do that, but it was a use case for AI, and it seemed like it'd be a nice thing for it to make easy to do. And I think that's the main feature request behind any of this stuff, is to make it so that you can just do that. You can just violate it. You can just use AI. You can code with agent mode. I don't know. I kind of hate it, but also I understand it too. So, gosh. But then the other thing here, and I've been thinking about this even just the past couple of days, is maybe I should be closing some of these wish list items. Like, for people who are my Patreon supporters, I will totally keep them open and consider working on them. But for people who aren't, I don't know that I am super motivated to work on wish list items. So, yeah, like books are one thing. I want this to be a solid software product. But, and certainly for friends, is such a contributor to Visidata, I don't want to suggest that he should support Visidata any more than he is. It's just supporters of Visidata, whether they're Patreon supporters or contributors. So anybody whose handle I know, it's like, sure, I'll keep that at least for a while and see how I feel about it. But then other ones who I never heard of and don't seem supportive, it seems like it's an assault PQ guy. Who is this even, right? Wish list, but it's just asking the moon. I don't know. Of course, that's how it turns out sometimes, is that you get stuck by your own rules, right? And actually, I'm looking through this list of things. I'm seeing that there are most of them left open here are from people that I know or are me. So I don't know. Part of me, maybe I should actually start with we're gonna do no one's here, it looks like, and pay attention. So as long as I am here and paying attention, I might just what I want to do here, which for the moment experiment here. So let's see how this goes. I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but like I said, as long as we are here, let me care about that return code. Okay. So this is I'm reticent to this one here. I feel like the issue, well, one of the things that my vdaw plugin doesn't do right now is kill all the processes. And I thought this might be a fix for that. This return code is one thing. So let me actually verify that, I think. Oh, I see. I don't have it. That's right. I tried that with Claude. Go away, Claude. You know, let's do it a little bit more. Oh, I have a Claude MD. I have a Claude MD. Huh. This up and see if I can start here. Oh, this is particularly for menu items. Okay. And so this would be the menu. Great. New style, blah. Great. For top level, add menu item calls. Yep. This all feels a lot more than I need. Here. Huh. Exact command name menu. Sure. Okay. Looks legit. Now the thing is, I'm going to make this. Yeah, let's start with darkdraw. We're going to try. Okay, this is just Claude.md. We're going to make this file here be under. We're going to put it under dev. And have this be the document for menu items. Sure. So we're going to move that dev directory. Is there a dev? There's not. Dev directory. And move Claude to dev menu. And then we're going to make our new Claude here. Which is going to be dev for specific views and specific files. Specific modules. And meta rules. Claude.md with. I've been doing this all over the place. Whenever major context is learned, or sure, why not? Okay, Claude, let's see what you got here. Let's do some vibing on this. So what we're going to do is make two. We're going to start. We're going to try. We're going to start this. I got everything checked in. Don't improve Claude. Here we are. I want to do directory here. Get darkdraw. did. Where's Claude? Oh, it's in visidata. Oh, oops. Let me just get out of here and move it from visidata to here. Okay, Claude, let's do some planning. I'm already over there. And we're going to do a B. We're going to come up with tasks that look for with tasks to complete and or clean up. What else we're going to do here? I wanted to make it easier to code on, basically fill out the help. Yeah, it's kind of the thing for now. Do not change the code immediately, but only make suggestions and have a conversation with me. Start. Okay, Claude, let's see what you got. Haiku 4.5. Interesting. Change the model out from under us here. It's kind of fun on live stream and decide. There's a the dichotomy between explore and exploit. There's some things that you do to expand your understanding of things, and some things you do to narrow and get things done. And we've been doing a lot of that latter. So let's see here. C. Sure. All Git commands that are read-only I think are fine for analysis. And then the other thing I want to do is, ultimately, I want to apply this to the data itself and do the same process. We're doing this as kind of a trial here and seeing if we can't both learn things and maybe figure it out a little bit. This is the danger. I'm already a little bored looking at this. It's used several thousand tokens. Wow, 41,000 tokens. So, well, at least the expensive model is $25 per million tokens. we're using 40, like 50 code. So 100,000 would be $2.50. So I would have spent $250. That would be with the model. Possibly the haiku would like to be a tenth of that. So maybe it's 25 cents. I'm okay with 25 cents for this for right now. Okay. Let me share what I found, discuss next steps with you. Great. Thank you, Claude. I also don't like that the AI is a name, a human's name. So I'm tempted to call it Mr. Claude when in fact it's a robot. It's such fancy here. It's like, oh yes, please tell me how great this project is. Okay, so this is all accurate. We're gonna make this be not so specific. Okay, what do you think of creating architecture, API reference, base guide? This is a lot. I don't think we need all this. I do want style MD. That's fine. Contributing, sure. I don't like the code base. Okay, here we go. So okay. Okay. Cloud. I like style. I like style MD, contributing, MD, docs. I think that architecture MD largely okay, but should be called design and not be comprehensive, but maybe an overview to conserve tokens. It's both human and LLM. No API reference, nor detailed codebase guide for now. So great. Capture some of this useful context you just came up with into these docs with meta rules in claude.md as appropriate. Specifically, I wanted to, specifically when I say learn to do something, add a rule to ensure it happens next time automatically. And we're going to, learn to use round numbers, round approximations, as they will not become instantly stale. Let's see how Claude reacts to this here. Okay, this document is fine. It's got conventions, fine. Okay. I might be removing editing things here. Are examples important? I don't know. Sure take up tokens though. How do they know about this ordering? Are they able to look into visidata? I don't think so. Huh. Maybe you just figured it out. Hmm. I think this might know visidata patterns. Is that possible? Huh. Okay, I did some of these here. Okay, so some of this is going to work. Some of this is not going to work. Okay. Um, let's. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, we're going to allow all these, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this right. Hello, Latino. Yep, I am trying this out here. I don't know what it is, but okay. You are there. It says 0 current viewers, so it's hard for me to know when someone's here or not here. So either you popped in and then left, or it's stale, or this is wrong. But anyway, yes, we are providing for the second here, and like I said, I'm experimenting with darkdraw. Basically, what I'm interested in doing here is making it easier for other people to come along, and maybe myself even too, and do some coding on darkdraw and implementing things, but in the ways that I like, so that we don't have to go through this back and forth. And it seems like Plug is setting out the style and patterns pretty decently. Some things are just wrong, and I'm gonna clean them up here. Like for instance, I have no opinion on how, but maybe upper snake case, maybe not. I'm not going to codify it anyway. And I do want to say things to add in other modules. Use last name property. computed values use actually use this for these properties for only one draw cycle that don't change within one draw cycle. Okay. So let's see here. Register commands to add commands. Yes, I will do that. Prefer pretty keys format like G-Control-S to S. And so we're doing a mix here of always, yeah, we're doing a mix here of Claude do the work and hand editing things. I'm still not in YOLO mode. Add via, yep. Level action is capitalized while subactions level is not. I also wanted to say first level and second level combined should read like an action. So if we look at this here, maybe it's not even true. I don't know. It's not subaction. If it's a subaction, then they're right. But if it is, yeah, that's true. I could do that, and that makes sense. The thing is, what I'm wanting is like this thing. This is not quite, you know, if it says cursor up, I mean cursor up things. Like it down is not a thing. Cycle. Oh no, it's cycle cursor down. Cursor up. I want this like when things read as a sequence of words, make the subsequent word be lowercase. That might be too hard to RPM like that. The commands like that. I'm trying to go to frame first instead of go to first frame. Okay. Subaction. Parameter or context. Cascade of words or concepts. That's a good way of putting it. Form a logical cascade of words. I'll take that. Concepts. Sure. Okay. More general to more specific. Sure, let's try that. User feedback, yes. internal errors. Fail is user errors that user can correct. User errors or usage errors. Don't need to turn. Same thing with the interpreters. Oh, and several things are the same thing. You're good at this. You do a lot of vibe coding, like Pingvino? I'm just going to cut and paste this. Let's see. I think you are good with words. Actually, English is not your first language, is it? What is actually? Wait a second. Hold on. You are. I know you've lived in a bunch of different places. I don't remember what your native tongue is. Dutch. Huh. I mean, Dutch. I've heard Dutch is pretty close to English in some ways. 11 languages. Jeez. No, okay. Hold on a second. So, I mean, I can. Well, I can't. I'm actually not that good at any languages. But there are some people that can speak. They spend like a month or two learning a language, and they can say basic things, and their vocabulary is something like 50 or 100 words. And that's I shouldn't decry that. I mean, that's clearly already better than I can do in more than 2 languages anyway. But it's the difference between I sat down with a book and learned Go in a weekend versus I've been programming and I can just write Go code or any other computer language. So I'm curious, of those 11 languages, how many of them are, what is the actual metric? Could you, okay, so of those 11 languages, can you make a friend? Can you have like an actual emotional conversation, emotional connection with a person without relying on another language? Okay, wow. That's a lot of languages. That's hyperpolyglottism. Wow. Okay. That's big. And like you said, without relying on language or any other tools, right? Yeah, I've never heard of this. I guess it must be hyper polyglot. Yeah. Huh. Do you have to pass a test to become a member? Can I just become a member because these languages they tested you, grant you? Okay. Huh. I didn't know that. Neat. And what is it? They say 6? Is that the number? I have a 6. Okay. I have a no joke. What's your profile? I find you. Nice for La Pingvino. I have a friend who speaks some 6+ languages, I think. I actually don't know the exact number, but he's also something of a or he's at least a polyglot. Maybe it's not hyper. And he picks up languages, like I think he's studying, I don't know right now. I think some Indian tongue, and he's big into the Southeast Asia. He's a professor. Okay, sure. For G. There you go. Huh. Do. English, Portuguese, French, German. Wow, that's a lot of languages. Huh. Anyway, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one to swallow. 8 languages, or I'm sorry, 11 languages is um. So actually, this just caught my eye here. The world is really just going to have a few languages left in 100 years. I feel like there's a cycle, or at least when there is a global civilization and dominant culture, then it makes sense that everyone trends toward one thing. So everyone is currently trending towards English, and so that's, I mean, tends to concentrate like that. But then when people are left alone, isolated for some period of time, then there at least language drifts, but they have no incentive to keep up with it. And so I actually kind of wonder if things like Iran being cut off from the internet, if that's going to be a long-term thing, if that means that Iran or Iranian or Persian uh, stays being its own language, and same thing with China. I mean, Chinese is already huge, so I doubt it's ever going to be subsumed by English. But yeah, things like that. And I actually don't think that in 100 years, that I predict there will be I'm calling it a civilizational discontinuity, so that the internet, we think of the internet as a global internet that everyone can access, but it turns out, first of all, it's not strictly true. Like we're saying, Iran and North Korea, there's a Chinese firewall and stuff, so it's not strictly internet, but maybe let's say it is for now. I actually kind of predict that we're going to have more fragmentation in the next 100 years, whether or not the global internet becomes several smaller networks that are disconnected, or if we just can't even manage to keep the thing running in the large. Anyway, my unfortunate prediction, and then the trend towards single language English would tend to go down. That's interesting. Yeah, actually, I went to the Recurse Center in 2017, and I met a woman there who was from India, and I was absolutely shocked. I did not know that English is a primary language for many Indians. It was her first language, and she had an Indian accent. I assumed that the Indian accent was because they learned a different language first, and then English was the second language. But no, that's just the English dialect or the English accent in India. And I think that's probably obvious to you since you're more cultured and know about the world, languages, and things. But yeah, it's its own thing. I was very surprised to learn that. Like, Lim. Really? Lim? Huh. Gonna go watch the film. There's funny things in English, even here in the United States, too, where people will say words like milk instead of milk, or what's another one? There's all kinds of little things like that. It's just, little different pronunciations and dialects and things. But yeah. Anyway, sharing that. I want to cut out of these things. Okay. Huh. Interesting. I don't know. I didn't know that. We should come up with claw.d with all these functions so that Claude can probably speak Indian English like that. I'm guessing, right? But I'd be curious to see what the equivalent of that look like for that. Within an accept show okay, undo support. Sure. Okay. No, that's not strictly true. Do that. Code style. We're gonna and why not? Sure. Assertions. I don't know. I'm not bothered with that. Structures. Use predict for more convenient predict key access. Predict is used. Okay. Type hints. Yeah, okay. Excessive type imports. Do you you mean that you're talking out loud and you then are surprised that I can't hear you, or you mean that when you're typing, I you think I hear your actual natural voice? Yep, that's true. That's one nice thing about being on your side of the. I mean, clearly it'd be a much less laggy conversation and probably. Well, yeah, you seem like you type pretty well. Some people I think have a difficult time typing out all their thoughts, but that's nice about being on your side of this conversation. I can talk and I'm not sure I have to worry about it, but I do worry about I'm coughing and sneezing and making noises and things. And yeah, you can just kind of sit there and enjoy the vibes, as you're saying. Okay, how about that? Assertions, I don't know. I don't. These look. These look. Yeah, I don't like it. I guess why I'm going through this stuff here. Valid boundaries. I don't care. Go up there and check these things out here. Performance for async red in loops within 4 iterators or on iterators in loops within async thread functions, or that may be called by async functions. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Modify Well, let's see here how this works. Okay, so look that we. Oh, well then I don't need that there. I don't. Yeah, no. Well, yeah, I don't really need that. Okay, let's go up here. Let's see how this goes. So. Okay, and then we look at connecting. That's a lot of stuff here. Get, maybe, I guess so. Boy, you sure got that wrong. Huh. It's interesting the things that it gets wrong. And I mean, I know that the vibe in general is to make it fix it, but I don't feel like spending the tokens to fix one that I can clearly see is wrong. Yes, okay. I don't this. Okay. We can. Well, maybe I will keep some of it here. Examples. I talked about those things. Yeah, I don't like these little ASCII art things for some reason. Weird. Samples. No. This is all just like stuff here. Review. And I got style in here. Yeah. So do this. Yeah. I don't know what this testing thing either here. Common development tasks, a new command. Okay, that's not terrible, but I'm gonna add this there. always do input command uses cursor, always pass cursor rows or cursor object into the command string literal. File format, that's unnecessary for this. Might be handy with yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah. This is a lot of crap. I don't want to scrap. Maybe. No, I don't know. I like the screenshots. This is a little bit overblown otherwise, though. Issue guidelines. Issue guidelines. Reporting bugs. Sure. Care about these things. Wow, blah, 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 blah. Already done those things. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, so remove some lines. I think that Request guidelines. I don't know. I'm actually going to. I do want this one there for the LMs. And this issue guideline should be in the issue template, not in contributing. I think that's the biggest thing I believe here. Okay, so let's, oh, some bread, nice. Is this homemade bread, or did you run to the bakery at midnight to grab some bread? Oh, hey, on. Good to see you here too. PB and Gouda. I like Gouda. Actually, I'm sorry. I say Gouda. A friend of mine says that it's Gouda. I don't know if that's correct or if that's like really weird for me to be saying in English. So, would love your official Dutch cheese pronunciation. Gouda? Yeah, should I say Gouda? Like if I'm English and speaking in an American accent? I will. I just okay, then I will accept a friend's assessment. Chowder. Anyway, my bigger issue is that I like chowder a lot, and I like peanut butter a lot, but I don't think that peanut butter and chowder go together at all. So I'm so sorry, but that does not seem like a thing that people should be eating. You can eat whatever you want, but still, it seems wrong. Peanut butter and cheese seems wrong. Oh, design. Design. Logical grouping of elements. No. It's ref, isn't it? I think so. Frame. Ref, I think. Huh. I will say, um, I've only been in Europe for, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks total. And I've been in Holland, Amsterdam, um, 3 times now, I think. I've loved it so much every time that I think I probably would live there for a few months at some point as a bucket list item. I'm not sure if I can afford it or if I'm allowed to in the coming future, but it's a lovely country and a lovely city, and I've so enjoyed my time there. And yeah, it is hard to explain the differences. Um, I mean, I think I've only experienced really. So slow. That's interesting. Okay, is this better? Literally better now? I will. I'm just doing some A tests for a second. Is this different? This is better now? That's so interesting. Okay, so literally the difference is when I turn. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, try that then. Everything's fine here. And there. What's going on? So, my head is turned toward the chat monitor. Anyway, sorry, I'll let you guys talk. I'm busy doing this crap anyway, so. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Fine. Yes, I loved Amsterdam. That's all I was saying. I've been there 3 times. I would love to live there, I think, at some point for a few months. And it's probably the favorite city I've ever been to. The first city I've visited where I'm like, oh, I get it why people like to go other places. Otherwise, places have always been kind of just a hassle to, be away from home. And like, it's just so different. I mean, there's plenty of lovely places, but something about, and it's not just, I've been to Delft too, and it's just there's something very cozy about it. Um, the people seem very happy, and there's just like a culture that is accepting, liberal. I mean, liberal is the right word, but they let you do what you're gonna do as long as it's okay, and that's really nice. It's not very, it doesn't seem, at least from the outside, it doesn't seem very controlling. That's just because the things that I want to do are the things they let you do. But the worst example, interesting. Okay, so let's just suppose that from a Dutch perspective, you wanted to give me a tour of the best part of Holland. Where would I, what would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spend 2 weeks or a month or maybe even a few months? Is it Rotterdam? I mean, there's only a handful of cities in the Netherlands, right? I mean, Delft, I guess you could call as a city. Utrecht? Okay, hold on a second. Nederland. Yeah? Huh. Utrecht, he said, and Groningen. What's so amazing about these cities? I mean, yeah. Why would you? I guess, huh? Fort. There's lots of beautiful places in the world, and a city is a lot more. Is a lot more more than the locale, right? Okay, what does that mean to you? I'm actually from Chicago. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I could see tourists. Yeah, along the canals, all the parlors and everything is very heavily touristy. I could see that being a negative thing. I'm one of those tourists. I guess that makes sense. Um, anyway, the Chicago of the Netherlands. What does that mean to you? Because I'm from Chicago, Chicagoland anyway. And Chicago is a big city, but I don't find it to be like a place that I would say you or anybody who comes to the United States should visit. Also, if Groningen is a massive student city, then I'm not sure I would feel at home there. I mean, I'm not a student anymore. I'm a bit older. I might be kind of annoyed by all the. I guess I would imagine partying. Also, I want to be able to wander around at night, like 10 p.m., and not feel like the whole city is down. And that's something that, yeah, that makes sense to me. That there's actually that's a interesting, decent sized country. It's pretty small for 18 million people. Is that actually? I'm not sure. Is Amsterdam the largest city in? Nederland. Huh. Most populous. Okay, so there actually are these very spread out. Spoederkart. Spoeder. Not gonna be helpful. Um, yeah, I have taken the train from the airport, and I took a ferry from London to Rotterdam. I think that's true. Rotterdam, right? Just outside of it anyway. Well, yeah, to Rotterdam, and then took a train across the country to Amsterdam. So not just up there. So I've never been to the southeast of Holland, nor the northeast. Well, maybe it's time. I mean, the other question is, what do I do? If I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Groningen, I mean, obviously I can take a day trip or day trips, whatever, to other places right here. But what are these little islands up here? Terschelling. Is there anything up here in the West Frisian Islands? Right, right. Yeah, I've heard of that. But that's the problem is I don't want to spend my entire. Okay, I see. I don't want to spend my entire time traveling. I love walking around, maybe even biking around. I don't want to spend my time on a train, even if the train network is wonderful. And I just feel like I want to like get to know the one big city, the city rather, that I'm in, the place that I'm in. Now maybe that's just me being kind of an immature American. What do I do here in Groningen, right? Utrecht, Groningen, and Maastricht. Oh, amazing Utrecht. Well, maybe I will. Okay. Okay, Lappingvino, maybe I will visit your home country and not just go to the tourist center as much as I love it. First town is Eid. Edie? How do you pronounce it? Eid? Edie? What's here? Okay, we got some factories. Billy Clark. What do I do? I go here and I'm like, oh, I will like to see some sport game. What will I do in Ida? Now, park. Sorry, I should not be planning a vacation here on this live stream. I should be doing this. I should be coding now and then planning a vacation later. But this is so interesting. Huh. Okay. Well. Krugermüller. There we go. Krugermüller. Huh. Wow. You know, it's funny. I'm not a big fan of museums and art museums in general. I have like maybe I can do 90 minutes in even the biggest ones. So, it's kind of lost on me to go to. I've never been to Paris. I can't, the Louvre or whatever, but like it just seems exhausting to spend to see all the things. So many things to see. And so I never. And then when I was there in Amsterdam for the first time, the Rijksmuseum, um, I it was closed when I went the first time, and so I did not go there. And then when I went subsequently, I was not in the mood, so I have never been to the Rijksmuseum, even though it's one of the biggest cities. I have been to the Van Gogh Museum. I think. I mean, I've seen a lot of Van Gogh works. I want to, as long as we're here looking at art. Do you know James Ensor, Belgium's famous painter? Um, I imagine. Okay, so do you know the Mighty Giants, the band? You seem like the kind of person who would know and or appreciate the Mighty Giants. Now, maybe a little younger. I with them. Their first album was in 1986, and in college. Extended? What's that? Oh, I see. Extended. Yeah, TBG, exactly. Mighty Giants. So you know of TBG, I'm sure, right? I'm sure you listen to some of their songs. I know of James Ensor from the Giants, and it's one of their songs from John Henry, 1994, I think. And that seems short. I think it's longer than 1 minute 30. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, lyrics go: meet James Ensor, Belgium's famous painter, and then the end, they got funny songs like that too. A lot of things to learn from just listening to the Giant songs, right? What a mammal is like, etc. Anyway, um, it's funny. Okay, stop this. We're gonna go back. Pop, pop, pop. We're gonna try to finish this out here because I really wanted to see if we could make some more. Um, yeah, make some of these. I don't like. Yeah, I don't like duplicating these things like this. I feel like okay, I'll leave it now. See how it goes. Okay, so we're gonna look at these. Fine. Cloud. I did actually update Cloud, right? Yeah. Okay. I agree with you. It's too many things. Should we actually start by or at least design style. That way we can at least, yeah, birdhouse in your soul. Are you? Yeah, yeah, Maastricht, Maastricht. Well, I may have to come visit this beautiful city, and if I visit, I'm gonna have to ping you and give me the top. The thing is, I wanted to say the top 3 cities, but it's probably the top 10 cities that I should go and visit. Oh, this is right on the board. Oh my gosh. You're right. Maastricht, and Vroonhoven. Where's Vroonhoven? Well, gosh, too many nice things in the world. Okay. So, yeah, I will ping you, ping Vino, if and when I go there, which we'll see. We'll see. Cancel. Okay. So, the thing is, it's interesting. I was just thinking about this. Like, it's difficult to test um, user-facing apps automatically. Some things that can go wrong. But I could see how having like a structure to these tests where you start with either an empty slate or a known file, issue some commands, and then see what the file looks like. I mean, those are functional tests. Would be helpful. We have those for visidata, but they're kind of heavy, and so I could see maybe trying to make them a little lighter, or maybe just passing on the same structure to darkdraw. It wouldn't be too bad. Not in the mood right now. We're gonna focus on refactors. Focus on organization, docs, documentation, and consistency. Testing or GitHub repo. Organization, let's refactor. Stable, more stable, and isolate functions and I into utility. Is there utils? Not yet. Files or smaller items into utils. So it goes. Yeah, I know what you mean about the automated testing. Well, we'll see. I agree that it's vital to have automated testing, especially with LLM tools. And so we may add that here. I've been very much relying on the fact that Visit itself has automated testing. Yeah, it did. It did pick up on it. I'm relatively, I mean, I shouldn't say I'm impressed. I mean, I guess I'm impressed, but that's if there's so much hype around this stuff, like trillions of dollars of investment and hype. So I feel like it should be worth something. We should be somewhat like, sure, it's impressive. I'm not sure if it's that impressive, but I mean, it is. But trillions of dollars is a lot of money. Anyway, I think that it's funny how like that. If this were some research project or even like a Airbnb style startup, I'd be like, wow, this is really amazing. But the fact that it's gone so big so fast is it puts everybody on edge. Okay, great. I appreciate right now. I told it to. I appreciate right now that it's doing the suggestions as opposed to doing the work. So let me look at drawing clipboard rows. No. Input canvas. What's that? Oh. Thing is, I let's see, why am I like not liking this? I think I don't necessarily want to have 1,200 lines in the same file. I mostly agree with that. Although it is sometimes nice to have files kind of thing. It's where I go, I know it's there. And the problem with the proposal as is like, well, where do I go to look for things? Like, is it color, is it selection, is it drawing ops? Like, oh, I don't want to have 1,200 lines of file, but I also don't want to have like 20 different files, each with 50 lines in it. So it's like, how do I make this files, you know, or pull out the majority of it? I don't, pulling things out of drawing.py is reasonable. However, I also don't want 10 files and 50 lines apiece. I would rather pull functionality out in large groups. Right, exactly. For larger groups of features and live in independent files that aren't updated. Yes, yeah. Of ones mentioned, I think the biggest one is drawing ops, kind of. The ones drawing ops is large enough and distinct enough. Maybe should be combined. What was the other one I was mentioning? The stamps. Actually, I want to look at stamps and see. Okay, it's just that. I think this may have been What way of working are you talking about? I mean, just talking to it and asking it to plan, or yeah, what do you? I'm curious what you mean. I also want to. Mhm. Yeah, I definitely don't want. Yes, I really do. That's been a big win. I want to see as what it's looking at. I want to see the diffs and the so the to dos or the collapsed output is really nice. Yeah, I don't want it to be autonomous. I don't. The last thing I want is to go, walk away, come back in an hour and have a bunch of crap changed. And like, yeah, it's not feel good to me. And also burns a lot of money in tokens. Okay, go for go for it. Move. Go for it. Create the refactory file. What else did it say? Um, include learn to include commands, menu assignments, commands, the functions they call directly, and menu assignments, the distinct function. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm a little nervous. Please don't trash everything. Well, I made this on the post. Worst case, it is just a reset away. And Anya, you asked or said something about was it interesting to see you working with Claude this way. As I said at the opening, the specific goal here is to set up darkdraw to be easier for other people to modify and work with in a LLM way. Like I'm trying to be a little bit more, I guess, vibe friendly. And darkdraw is an interesting project. I have as much invested in it in a weird way. I mean, I do. I don't want it to trashed, but I also am not motivated to make it be a right to the dark side. Draw. It's funny. Dark name of the ASCII art or ANSI art editor that I made in high school. Why is it in there? Um, and so in high school, dark draw sounds really cool, and I just reused the name now because it was kind of funny when I wrote it. But okay. Wait, I'll need to remove from Pi? Yeah, you, I'm. This is what you can do for me here, Claude. I will. Yes, make deletions. Okay, sure. Actually, I'm gonna, before we do that, do a little bit of a. This one. Okay, so this is importing it. Fine. Did all that stuff. I mean, to be fair, at the opening of the conversation, I did say don't do any work. Let's just plan. So I think it's still responding to that because it's part of the same conversation. So I'm fine with this for the moment. I mean, this is me also learning how to use Claude effectively or use these tools effectively. Because I don't know. Like, I think that there's a wide spectrum between I won't let AI anywhere near my code and the Steve Yegi YOLO, I don't want to see the code anymore. But yeah, exactly. I wanna find where the line is for me. I think the line is somewhat more than zero, but definitely less than do everything. In part because it's just not ready yet. I mean, even if it was a brilliant coder, I'm not sure I would like that. And yeah, totally. Um, Both too scared and too confident. But then it's already surprised me in a different project. I mean, I started vibe coding on a little tiny game. I'm hoping that Astronaut Love Triangle, we were talking about this yesterday, will be drawing some text art for a little game that I'm vibe coding, and it's kind of fun. Like, I like being able to just wave a magic wand or speak to this machine and have it do some work. So when it works, it's lovely, right? It's kind of the tempting part. And I'm only hoping that when it works, or when it seems to work, it is working, which that's why you want the test. Um, why is it 11 modules? I don't understand that. Whoa, I did not see that. Python GUI thing. What is this? Linus Python GUI. Really? No, I didn't see this. Hmm. Wow. I think one of the things about this is that everyone's calling any kind of AI coding vibe coding. And exactly, um, I am not even sure that the things that I'm doing at the other project, I mean, yeah, vibe coding to me smells like I'm not paying any attention at all. But I don't know. The vibe program. Yeah. It really is. Yeah, I'm with Linus on this. Um, I I think he's absolutely right. The challenge is that if you are used to walking around and then you're given a car or using a car, like it's really hard for it not to become a crutch, at least across generations. Right? Like you can still walk a mile to the store, but when you have a car, it's really tempting to just walk the mile to the store. Sorry, the kilometer for you Europeans. Again, though, let's talk differentiate between vibe coding and AI assisted development. It's not like I think any good programmer is not going to let the machine. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in another week or two, I will be in the same boat and be like, you know what? I trust the code because we have set up the structures properly. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So refactoring, great. I don't know. We moved things out. That seems fine. We're not in stamps anymore. We moved it. We're looking at instead darkdraw ops. What's it called? Draw ops. Sure. I don't mind it. I like. Well, you disobeyed this already. What are you doing? Learn that standard library comes before external imports. Learn that standard imports always come before external imports, and the groups of internal darkdraw third party of standard lib visidata party internal imports are separated by a single line. I know it's so much, but I really do that. I hope, and this is the other thing, I hope that I can trust that it moved the content without majorly changing it. Without changing it at all. So this is where, yeah, I wish we had some tests, maybe create some tests. Init, fine. I don't mind it. So you say okay. Now let's clean up these things. Great, thank you. As long as nothing in there is used. Okay, let's try this. Oh yeah, no, I 100% know that I profit from Python. In fact, that's I think, if anything, what you were saying about which is trending towards one language is one of the reasons why here, right? Like Python and script will be the languages of the future, even if somebody creates a much better language, because again, being very overrepresented in training data. Okay, let's commit this. Okay, well, we can do some basic tests. Although, let's see, how are we going to start creating tests? Since I didn't do the good thing here in the first place. I think one thing, before I even think about tests, I'm going to clear this. Okay, let's find out if we can clear this, and we're going to look at this. So we got a function here, have a check darkdraw draw ops documentation. That's interesting. Huh. Think about that. I think what I'm getting at is, so yes, that could provide a good structure for it. I think visidata's particular thing would be a little heavy for this, but it's more like we kind of need, let's just say, 100 tests. Like we're going to need a test for each command, or at least a test that tests several commands, and we have to create those. And I'm not sure that I want to trust Claude to just create those. Like it can test a very, very small thing, but not necessarily the intent. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyways, kind of like, to bootstrap the framework, I agree. We could just lean on whether it's patterns or its patterns or visidata. But yeah, it's the actual creating the tests to say, oh, these work. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll try. Maybe we will try that. We're gonna try going through draw ops here, and I want to make sure that everything is documented properly. Some of these commands have documentation gaps. Documentation gaps. Change them to be consistent. Okay. Wow, you really are. You're a little bit of a, I don't know, would you call yourself an AI maximalist? Flipping Vino? Like you definitely are confident, it seems like, in Claude's ability to go through some of these things. Either you have direct experience with this kind of stuff and are actually reasonably confident, or you're just trying to ride the wave and help me figure out what the right level of confidence to have is. Okay. I have to admit that one of the things that I am concerned about, kind of deeply and profoundly, is the cost of AI, the energy cost, the token cost, all this stuff. It may come over time, but I'm very, very aware that what we're using here is heavily subsidized by all the sloshing around. And I know that the money is not benevolent, that they want to make money off of it ultimately. And so I believe that I'm getting a really good deal right now, and they want to get me hooked. And then in some time in the next, who knows how, 1, 2, 3 years, it will become a lot more expensive. And once my brain has rotted, I will be stuck. And so I'm really not wanting that. And so what I'm thinking actually even now is, as long as I can see the tokens that I'm using and I see how this is relatively efficient, then okay, I'm on top of it. But to let it run wild and start spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of tokens, just letting it go wild, is more. Yeah. I am less interested in it. Like I think that we can get some really good stuff done with some pretty small token usage. And so for the first time, 2 weeks ago, I limit with Claude Pro, and reset or reset in like I think 20 minutes. Like it was at the very end of a session, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But like I want to make sure that that doesn't happen very often, or if it does, because I was literally getting a lot done with it. And so I am suspicious that look at all the git log, whatever. Like it's going to happily go through log, send the entire log to Claude, have it parse through everything, have it do a bunch of cogitating, as it says here, and burn through 100,000 tokens. And it's like I don't trust it, I guess, at that level, and I don't trust not just it, but its owners. So I really am trying to. It's not minimize my use. It's like be efficient with my use. So if I'm balking against something that you're proposing, like that. You may even have a very good idea. It might even work. It might be exactly how we're, quote, supposed to be using these tools. But if I balk against it, it's for larger strategic reasons than just down what you're saying. Okay, so fix this. Okay, whatever. Sure. Okay, whatever. Actually, let me see what this looks like. Yeah, okay. Okay, seems fine. Okay, seems fine. I want the drawing to be distinct from the drawing sheet. The drawing is distinct from the drawing sheet. The self parameter for drawing should be and remain dwg to make this call intent, make this clear. Parameter to drawing sheet, the rest of this. Okay, so it's fine. It's fine. Toggle line drawing mode, sure. Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't mind. Yeah. Okay. Great. Fine. And I think, actually make sure I this, but I think, yeah, it added all the comments to there. So I'm going to commit this. I think this is reasonable. I guess I haven't totally checked. I don't know if all these things are working here. We can try it. Let me go down here and add these things. Let me do a samples. Bounce ball. No module name. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Okay, now it'll work. Okay, so now if I put the pen on and draw, I get some dots. Yay! Oh wow, that's nice. Not sure about that. I think. Oh, I see. Well, I don't know what the right or wrong thing is, but at least things still seem to work here. So, fine. Okay, so let me get this, and we're gonna have this be a reorg or factor with Claude. This is pull refactor, draw ops, and document. Style and document with Mr. Claude. With Claude. Okay. Air LLM, what's that? I haven't heard of that one yet. Okay, so let's try more. Although actually, wait a second. This is Bezier thing in there. And why is it here? Oh, it's in the remove imports. Move unnecessary imports. To remove unnecessary import. Oh, interesting. I mean, I would be, I guess I don't know. What is the state of art of, state of the art of the current local models? Are they anywhere near this level that Claude and OpenGPT, OpenAI GPT are? I mean, these, I would imagine these state of the art models are 2 levels. So if they're at all interesting models to use like this, I would be interested in checking that out, and I would have to use LLM. That's a good point. Yes, how do you use them? I got it. Yeah, that makes sense. But moving things out of .py means that imports in there are now unused. Dingus. I'm sorry to say, or maybe I'm not even sorry to say, but it is something that I do when I'm talking to these coding bots or bots in general, is I'm kind of insulting. And if they are real people, then I'm definitely being a jerk. But I am convinced that they're not real people, and so I insist that I'm not being a jerk by calling them things like this. So while I'm doing, I have no problem doing it when I'm on my own, but while I'm on this live stream here, I want to make sure that people watching me aren't thinking that I'm a jerk. Okay, so we found one. That's what we wanted. Okay, one. It's now 4:15. I probably should call it here pretty soon, but this is kind of addictive, I will say, and I am motivated to pen down options too. Maybe pen down stuff. Go left. No. What do I want it to move out of here? The go movement. I could move it out. I'm thinking here. Is pen left? Can we use that anywhere? We do a little bit. Okay. I see this part. We had a. I'm not sure about this. Oh, I see. Pen left sets it. All the frame things could go, and the animations are here. Reset time, frames. Maybe animation should be in its own thing here. Let me move. I'm gonna try this now. No changes. I'm gonna do here. Factor frames and animation into code, including and associated. Might be necessary. I can just talk about that into animation.py. Right. Let's see how this goes. I'm trying to be, I guess, this maximalist. This, trying to like let it do its business. La Pingvino, I wanted to ask you before we go. I know it's late there. What time do you stay up until usually? Are you a night owl? Like, do you wind up staying up super late? Is this the end of your day? Or are you kind of like watching this live stream in bed and like fall asleep as soon as you log off? Oh, that's a good point. I forget. Yes, it is right, of course. Yeah, it was. Pardon me. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's 20 minutes past midnight. Is that late for you? Are you like, oh my gosh, it's past that time, or is this like just a normal time that you're naturally up? So I will admit that I really like the time between like 11 p.m. and 1 or maybe even 2 a.m. 3 a.m., 4 a.m. are starting to get too late for me, where I'm like, okay, this is not going to get enough sleep, and it just feels too late. But like 1 a.m. is a pretty special time. What do you mean by that? You mean that like people have generally matched the US in terms of our time zones? Like we online during the day, and so, huh, interesting. I see. So, huh, yeah. And I imagine that's a work activity, but like you said, it's like social activity, right? Like, yeah, I could see that. So this time that I live stream from, it's actually 2 to 4 p.m. for me on the west coast of the U.S. But I guess it is actually evening for the East Coast. Is this time 2 p.m. is the ideal time? Like it covers a lot of ground. It covers everybody but I think Australia is morning and Japan is morning. Is that right? But basically everybody but India, I think. I mean, if people in Europe are willing to be up at midnight, which um, seems like you are. So. Okay, comes Claude cranking away. I've just been chattering at you while it's been doing this. Let's see here. Why are you changing that? What are you doing? This is interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. Oh. Excuse me. So I just accidentally pressed 1 on this window that hosts the stream, the YouTube stream, the YouTube window, and I don't think it should have disrupted anything. I don't think you noticed anything, but I'm curious if you did. What was wrong? Why didn't it work last time? Oh, okay, sure. Okay, great. Thank you. Claude. I will say that if, I mean, I'm gonna go here pretty soon anyway, but if I run out of tokens, I'm done immediately here. Darkdraw dying. What are you doing? Why are you doing all this stuff? Okay, so this is exactly what I want to do. I want to actually see what it is trying to do. If this is a valid test, then it should be codified. And I'm not sure that it is a valid test, so screw it. Congrats, Anya, making it through one wizard. Which one was it? Yeah, honestly, if it didn't change any code and just moved it around and then got it to import, it should work. That's kind of the point. So continuity servers. I'm sorry. Is this what you're saying you did literally right this second, like in the past 10 minutes? And to be honest, I use Matrix. We run our own Matrix server, and we are about to, or trying to, I don't know, migrate away from it because it is a pain to migrate. Anya can speak to that. We use Synapse, yeah. So maybe there's an option that uses continuity. And I'm wondering though if there's a way to migrate to that without it being a pain in the ass to migrate to it. If that's the case, maybe we should consider that as an option, Anya. Because as you can see, I'm more interested in coding on darkdraw than on a signal CLI, in part because or a signal TUI, in part because I don't trust that I'll be able to actually do what I want to a signal regardless. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. I know. Yeah, that's I would migrate to. I mean, okay, Anya, I don't know if you have any cycles to consider continuity. I don't like the name. The name is hard to say. But we can consider that as an option. If we can run that on our new cheap box, yeah, that'd be great. I would love if we explore it actually as an option, because clearly we're not making progress on migrating from Matrix. I don't want to be spending the money on it, but also I don't. Yeah. Okay, let me see here. What are we doing? You move things away. You put them all in animation. That makes sense. Between frame. Okay. I don't. Oh, what are you doing? Handle autoplay. Huh. Okay. Claude's doing a pretty okay job here. You'll notice that I actually did pull out some functionality within Draw into its own little function that then gets moved away into animation here. I don't mind it. No, just move the damn. Okay. So most things were fine, but this check cursor needs to be. Yeah. Okay. Now, I don't know why it pulled frame desk out. We're gonna have to see how that helps. I think it's kind of cool if that's the case, if it did do what I think it did. So everything here is good except for that one. Yeah, that one change. We're gonna add draw animation. Okay, here in animation, there's two things. Then we're not going to do import from visidata, import star. And okay, and we're going to great, add some help strings for these things. Great. Okay. Really good, except that check cursor can just be moved wholesale and to animation.py and doesn't need to check as error for that thing. Also, no wildcard imports from external libraries. You're right. Let me fix those issues. Thank you so much, Lapino, for the suggestion. We've been talking about microwave from Synapse server for now. Okay. Why is that? Oh, I see. No. No. This is my mistake. How am I going to undo this? And this is a user error, but I gotta figure that out. You're right. Let me fix that. Gosh, it really does not understand this. Nope. Use the point. And that class name dot after or dot before is like API except that it runs the code for the existing code and for that function. For and in addition to. Class name dot after is similar, except it runs the code after. Okay, yeah, thank you for being here. I'm gonna go here pretty soon too. As soon as I stop, can get one thing finished, and we'll see how close we are here. And you too, Pingvino. Thank you so much. It's very appreciated. Appreciated. Okay, let's see. So if for sounds great. Yes. That's perfect. Good job. Okay. Well, actually, but you didn't learn. You also have to learn it. I am getting a little closer to Gastown here. Learn this. Cool. We'll see if it seems like it's one of the things that I haven't had 100% success rate with is telling it to learn something, seeing that it updated plot.md and then having it really just do it. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe, hopefully I'm getting better at it. Okay. Sounds good, Claude. Thank you so much. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Sure. Moving beats to Dolt. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. This is going to be reorg, move animation to animation. Thanks, Claude. Okay. We found the ball, make sure it all works, and it seems to. Okay, I think we are ready for the moment here. We'll see how it all goes. I don't know. I'm starting my journey here. I need to kind of focus, I think, on the ways in which I know it's useful or believe it can be useful anyway. And we'll see if I get up there myself. But it's hard to keep track of everything. Things are going at such a fast pace. Anyway, Lapi, thanks very much for being here. Thanks for keeping me company. I'm glad you're able to share some things about your home country that you motivate me to visit here again next time I go. Anyway, have a good weekend, and we'll be back on Monday, I believe. Oh, no, people like Wednesday. Yeah, I might be live streaming until Wednesday. We'll see if I get back on Monday. But anyway, I will see you next week at some point. So have a weekend. And yeah.